every year, millions of people do the same thing. They buy flowers, write messages, post old photos online, call their mothers, sometimes after not speaking for weeks. And for a moment, the entire world slows down to celebrate one person, mother. It feels warm, comforting, almost untouchable. But here's the strange part. The woman who created Mother's Day eventually spent years trying to destroy it. Not because she hated mothers, because she believed the world had turned her idea into something fake. And once you understand why, this holiday starts to feel completely different. Because Mother's Day was never supposed to be about crowded restaurants, greeting cards, or last minute gifts. Its origins were far more emotional, far more personal, and honestly, far more heartbreaking than most people realize. What began as a deeply sincere attempt to honor mothers slowly transformed into something its own creator no longer recognized. And maybe that says something much bigger, not just about holidays, but about how the world changes meaning itself. Welcome to Historify, where familiar things reveal unfamiliar stories. If you enjoy calm cinematic documentaries that make you look at everyday life differently, then hit like, share with someone who celebrates Mother's Day every year, and subscribe because this story isn't just about a holiday, it's about love, memory, loss, and what happens when emotions become tradition. So before you see Mother's Day the same way again, let's go back to where it actually began. There's something strangely warm about Mother's Day. A phone call in the morning, flowers placed carefully on a table, restaurants more crowded than usual, social media filled with old family photos and quiet captions that say things people sometimes forget to say out loud. It feels simple, familiar, almost timeless. But what if I told you the woman who created Mother's Day eventually hated what it became? Not dislike, hated. She spent years fighting against the very holiday she helped create. And somehow, that completely changes the way the day feels. Today, Mother's Day feels almost automatic. Stores prepare for it weeks in advance, greeting cards line entire aisles, advertisements begin appearing everywhere, reminding people to buy something meaningful. Flowers become symbols. Brunch reservations become traditions, and somewhere within all of that, there's still something sincere. A genuine desire to appreciate someone who spent years caring quietly, endlessly, often without recognition. That emotional core is real, which is why the story behind Mother's Day feels so unexpected. Because beneath the warmth and celebration, there's another story, one built not from marketing or tradition, but from grief, loss, healing, and remembrance. Long before Mother's Day became a commercial holiday, its roots existed in a very different world. A world shaped by war, illness, and communities, trying desperately to survive difficult times. In the 19th century, in parts of America, mothers often became the emotional and practical center of recovery. They cared for families during disease outbreaks, organized support groups, helped wounded soldiers, tried to heal communities fractured by conflict. And among those women was Anne Reeves Jarvis. She wasn't famous in the modern sense. No grand speeches remembered by millions, no monuments, but in her community, she mattered deeply. She organized mothers' work clubs, groups focused on improving sanitation, helping mothers care for children, and supporting struggling families. During the Civil War, when division and suffering consumed entire communities, these efforts became even more important. She believed motherhood wasn't just personal, it was social, a force capable of healing people when systems failed them. And watching all of this was her daughter, Anna Jarvis. There's something deeply human about their relationship. Anna admired her mother intensely, not in the distant, idealized way people sometimes speak about parents after they are gone, but in the quiet way admiration forms over years of witnessing kindness up close. She saw her mother helping people when no one was watching, saw exhaustion hidden behind responsibility, saw care treated almost like duty. And when Anne Reeves Jarvis died, the loss stayed with her. For Anna, grief didn't disappear cleanly. It became purpose. She began imagining a day dedicated not to celebration in the modern sense, but to sincere emotional recognition. A day where people would stop, pause, and genuinely appreciate their mothers while they still could. Not publicly, not performatively. Personally, deeply. She believed mothers carried invisible emotional labor that society often overlooked, and she wanted to create something that forced people to acknowledge it. So Anna Jarvis started writing letters, hundreds of them to politicians, churches, organizations, influential people, anyone she thought might help establish a national day honoring mothers. It wasn't casual activism, it became obsession, and eventually it worked. By the early 20th century, Mother's Day gained official recognition in the United States. Churches held ceremonies, white carnations, Anna's chosen symbol for pure maternal love, became associated with the day. Families gathered quietly, letters were written by hand. For a brief moment, it resembled what Anna had imagined: reflective, emotional, sincere. But something changed. Slowly at first, then all at once. Businesses noticed the emotional power of the holiday. Florists began marketing carnations aggressively. Greeting card companies realized people would pay to simplify emotional expression. Advertisements appeared everywhere, telling people how to celebrate properly. The more popular Mother's Day became, the less personal it started to feel. And this is where the story takes its most painful turn. Anna Jarvis watched the holiday she created transform into something she barely recognized. A day meant for heartfelt reflection was becoming a commercial machine. Pre-written messages replaced personal letters. Emotional sincerity became packaged and soft. And she was furious. Not mildly disappointed, furious. She publicly criticized companies profiting from Mother's Day. She condemned florists for inflating flower prices. She attacked greeting card culture, believing that buying a card was easier than expressing real emotion. To Anna, commercialization wasn't harmless, it was betrayal. The holiday was supposed to make people feel more deeply, not consume more casually. And the irony became almost unbearable. The woman who created Mother's Day eventually spent years trying to destroy it. She organized protests, filed lawsuits, interrupted events. The very holiday she fought so hard to establish had evolved into something she no longer believed in. And perhaps the saddest part is that she lost that fight. The version of Mother's Day the world embraced was not hers anymore. And maybe that's what makes this story feel larger than just one holiday. Because this happens constantly. Over time, meanings shift, traditions evolve, systems absorb emotion and turn it into ritual. Something sincere becomes expected. Something personal becomes performative. Not because people stop caring, but because repetition slowly changes the experience itself. And yet, within all the commercialization, there's still something real hiding underneath it. A phone call still matters. A simple conversation still matters. Even a flower, despite everything, can still carry genuine emotion if it's given sincerely. Maybe the meaning never fully disappears. Maybe it just becomes harder to notice beneath the noise. So the next time Mother's Day arrives, pause for a moment before the post, the gifts, the traditions. Think about the woman who created it out of grief and love, only to watch it become something she no longer recognized. And then think about your own mother. Not the performance of appreciation, not the ritual, just the person. Because maybe Mother's Day was never supposed to be perfect. Maybe it was simply supposed to remind people while they still had the chance. If this story changed the way you see Mother's Day, even slightly, you can like this video so more people discover the hidden histories behind familiar traditions. Share it with someone who would connect with this story and subscribe to Histify for more stories that reveal the emotional layers behind everyday life. And before you leave, when was the last time you truly told your mother what she means to you?